Hello students, today we will learn about electric current. It's a 10th class lesson. So tell me what is current? Actually, the word current is not like a normally in our day to day life we say current. Okay, sometimes some of us we say power also. But here the meaning of current is nothing but it is a flow. For example, in a river water is moving. So we say it is a water current waves. Means flow of water is called water current. Now in the same manner, in our lesson also or in our lesson name, there is a flow of something is there. What is that flow? That flow is electrons. So where we get electrons this? Generally in a open air electrons will move. So commonly we will take some kind of materials. Generally we call that material as conductor. We call it as conductor. So conductor nothing but which allows the electrons to pass through it is called conductor. So commonly whatever the electrical appliances, in that whatever the wires we are using, generally like a copper wire, that we call it as like a conductor. So our lesson electric current nothing but within a conductor how the electrons are passing, how the electrons are moving, so about their functionality. Okay, so in depth we will study in this lesson. Okay. So first we will see electric current. What is electric current? So current nothing but in a conductor, okay, in a limited area, how many free electrons are passing through a limited area in a given time period. In a given time period, we call it as current. So generally, this is some number of electrons. So a group of electrons we call them as like a charge. Okay, so the amount of charge which is passing through a particular unit area or through a conductor in a given interval of time. So here how much time we will take? We will consider only as in 1 second. So in 1 second how many electrons are passing through a particular point, that will indicate or that will give us about the current. So here current is defined as I. So we show with a letter called as I. So I is equal to the amount of charge. So charge is represented with a symbol Q. So I is equal to Q divided by time. So the rate of charge in a conductor is called as current. So now we will see the unit, SI unit. So what is the SI unit? For charge we will mention in terms of coulomb. Charge is represented with coulomb and time is, you know that it is second. So SI unit is coulomb, it is represented with a capital C, and time you know it is in second. Okay, so coulomb per second is called current. Or also it is also represented with a name called as ampere, represented with a letter A. So what is the formula? So before going into the further, just I want to say what is this coulomb also. Generally coulomb nothing but some group of electrons, some group of charge. So how much that 1 coulomb is equal to 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18 electrons. 10 to the power of 18 electrons is called 1 coulomb. Means there are so many electrons are there like this. These many electrons are, and each electron is having some negative charge. So now I want to know only one electron charge. So here like this, in a unitary method when you write it, when you are going to write in the unitary method, So 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18 electrons is equal to 1 coulomb. Then 1 electron is equal to how much charge? So like this, you may get like 1 by of 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18. Then if it is calculated, you are going to get 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Okay, so that is a single electron charge is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 charge. Okay, so this is about charge. So when you consider, there are so many, sometimes you may say 5 coulomb of charge, 1000 coulomb of charge, means we have to multiply into 1000 or 5000 or 10,000 like that. That we will see in a numerical problem also. So we define electric current as, what is electric current? The amount of charge or the number of electrons passing in a unit time period. So I is equal to Q by T. From this, just rearrangement, if you want to know the charge only, so you can get like a cross multiplication. Q is equal to I into T. Q is equal to I into T. So to remember, I say one common general English word like quit. Remember this word quit. Okay, it is. So in the place of U, just keep a equal. Means if you write in a capitals, Q is equal to I. Okay, and T. Just only for remembering. Okay, so Q is equal to IT. So next, after current, electric current, we have one more important terminology. Important concept is potential difference. Okay, so it's a very important. So see, potential difference. So potential difference, what is potential difference? The amount of work done. So when you read the definition, it will be like anything only. In a simple manner, I will say. There is a conductor is there. There is a wire. Okay. In that, there are free electrons are there. These electrons randomly here and there in all directions it used to. Now, what you have to do is, you have to bring this electron from this place to a particular place. From here to here, you have to bring it. So whenever there is a change in the place, we say it is a work only. So when you studied in your lower classes in 9th class, work we define as change in the displacement. W is equal to F into S. Okay. So by applying a pull or a push, if you brought a change in its position, then we will say work. So same here also, I am saying some work has been done by bringing this charge from one point like point A to a point B. Then that work we call it as like a potential difference. So in definition wise, if I say the work done in bringing a unit charge from one place to another place is called potential difference. So here we write, it is represented with a letter V. So same definition or that words, if you write in a notation, potential difference is nothing but the amount of work done in bringing a charge. Okay, group of electrons means as a coulomb. Okay, as a individual. So bringing that to a one particular place, that we call it as work. So here work unit is, for the work we say joule. Okay, and already you know coulomb unit is, charge unit is coulomb. So we define potential difference SI unit as joule per coulomb. Joule per coulomb, or it is also called as what? Sorry, it is also called as volt. Also called as volt, and it is represented with a symbol called as V. So we just learned two concepts. One is electric current, I is nothing but current. how much charge is passing through a particular place in a given time period is current, and the work done. So who will do this work? So in a conductor there will be an electric field will be present. So electric field is going to give a force on the electrons to make them to move from one place to another place. So the work done by the electric field in bringing a charge from one place to another place is called potential difference. So somebody is there in this conductor. Who is that? Electric field is there. How we get this electric field? When we connect this wire to a battery. So a battery is going to create a field. That field we call it as electric field. Okay, and electric field will do a work. That work is again it is called as a potential difference. So its formula is V is equal to W by Q. So now we will see one problem. See the problem. A charge of 5000 coulomb flows in a conductor for 2 hours 30 minutes. Find the current. So write the given data first. So charge Q is equal to 5000. See coulomb. For time is equal to 2 hours 30 minutes. So here hour contains 60 minutes. So like 2 hours means 60 plus 60 120. 120 plus 30 150 minutes, but always we will take time in seconds. So into 60 will give us entirely second. So what is the formula? Suitable formula, and is asking for find the current. So I is equal to question mark. So now we have the formula I is equal to Q by I is equal to Q by T. So implies, so I is equal to 5000 divided by 150 into 60. So don't do simplification there itself. So 0, 0 and one more 0, 0 get cancelled. 15, 5 3 ja, 5 10 ja. Okay. So it is equal to I is equal to 10 by 18. Okay. So 10 by 18 again 2 5 ja 10, 2 9 ja. So how much you are going to get it? 0.95 ja 45. Okay. So 0.5 ampere. 0.5 ampere of current is flowing through this. Okay. So now you know conductor. Now I want to know, or I want to discuss opposite to the conductor. See, conductor means which is allowing the electrons to pass through it. Then some materials which do not allow the electrons to pass through it. Opposite to that. What we call that? That we call it as resistance. Okay. So what is resistance? Resistance nothing but which is going to stop the electrons. Resist means stop. So some materials may not allow the electrons easily or freely. Such materials are called as resistance materials. So the material which is going to allow, that is called a conductor. Quite opposite to this, we call it as a resistance. So we have one theory is there that we call it as Ohm's law. So according to Ohm's law, what he said is, in a given circuit, if you keep on increasing the potential difference, means battery if you are adding, okay, then what is the change you are going to observe is, in this, for example, if you take a device that we call it as ammeter. Ammeter is a device which is going to measure the current. So here, when the number of batteries are increased, the flow of electrons also increases. So the relation is given as V is directly proportional to I. So how much potential difference? Like for example, here if you take a bulb. So for one single battery, the bulb intensity light will be very less. and when you add one more battery, you may observe the intensity will increase also. So that is the relation here. V is directly proportional to I, and now to remove this proportionality, he given a constant. Okay, constant into I. So this constant we call it as resistance. Okay, resistance into I. So how much potential difference you applied for a circuit is equal to product of its current, means the flow of electrons, the quantity of flow of electrons, and into the amount of its stopping nature. So V is equal to IR. Okay, so this is called as, or we write it like V is equal to IR is called as Ohm's law. Okay, and here the resistance, or from this you will get the R value also. So R is equal to V by I. R is equal to V by I. So here the value, the unit is here potential difference, it is voltage, volt. Okay, and here it is a current, ampere. Okay, current, ampere. So as a whole we call it as like a ohm. We represent with a symbol called as ohm. So ohm is a unit for resistance. Ohm is a, so if you know the value of ohm for a particular conductor or for a particular material, then you will come to know whether it is a good conductor or a bad conductor also. And now, for example, for resistance the unit is ohm. For this quite opposite, conductor. So what is that conductor? Conductor is nothing but which allows. So conductor is nothing but reciprocal of resistance. Okay. So here the unit for the resistance you will say as ohm, OHM, and the unit for the conductor we say as in reverse like mho, MHO. MHO. So conductivity is measured in mho and resistance is measured in ohm. Okay, so conductivity is a reciprocal of resistance. Resistance is nothing but the amount of stopping the electrons, we call it as resistance. Now we see loss of resistance, means how resistance is going to change with some particular conditions. So first one is resistance depends upon nature of the material. Nature of the material. So some of the materials have more resistance, some of the materials have less resistance, and also resistance is going to change according to the temperature. So some materials like pure materials, okay, if a material is in the pure form, then the temperature, when the current is flowing through, that temperature will increase. So when temperature increases, resistance also increases. But if you take the alloys will not get heated much comparing to your pure materials. So in that situation, they are not going to be get heated. So their resistance power is less. So resistance is going to change when there is a change in the temperature, and resistance also changes according to the nature of the material. So here what is the nature? Nature means inside the matter content, like maybe the atom size is more, that we call it as a lattice, we will say. So the positive charged particle size is more or less. So based on that, nature will be different. And one more is length. So resistance is going to depend on the length of the material. So if you take a long lengthy one, then the resistance will be more. For example, you are going on a road, okay, so somewhere the road is not at all clear, so it will take much difficulty or much time to complete the path. If the road is only in a small area, small portion only, it was not at all good, then you may reach early also. So here it depends upon length, and also resistance is going to change area of cross section according to area of cross section. So what is area of cross section? It is inversely proportional, means resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section. Area of cross section is here thickness. So if the conductor is more thick, then the electrons can pass easily. If the conductor is very thin, the passage of electrons will be limited. So we write as an inversely, A increases, R decreases, or A decreases, R will increases. So now observing these two relations as a single, you can write it as R is directly proportional to, here L is in numerator, L, and A is in denominator. And now to remove this proportionality, I am keeping a constant. That constant name is called as rho, rho into L by A. So here where rho is called as specific resistance. What we call this? Specific resistance. Okay. So specific resistance will give the clear nature of that material also. So we have a formula. So what is the formula? We can write like this. So R is nothing but rho into L by A, and from this you can write it as a specific resistance itself. If you want to know specific resistance, rho is equal to, we pronounce it as rho. So specific resistance rho is equal to this RA, resistance into area of cross section divided by length. Now we see the unit for this. So R nothing but resistance, that we call it as ohm. Area, length into breadth. So generally we will take in meter square divided by length. Length is in meter. So 1 meter get cancelled. So you are left with ohm meter. Ohm meter is the SI unit of specific resistance. And after loss of resistance, we have these connections. So we say normally current can flow in a different circuits. So there are two types. One we call it as series in connection. And the second one is parallel in connection. One is series in connection and one more is parallel. So what is series? Series is nothing but when you connect a material side by side. So here I will say when they are arranged side by side, they are called as series. So for example, I have one kind of material, different material, then again I connected with a conductor, then again a different resistance material, then I say this circuit is in series. If I connect one over the another one over the other, so means I have a conductor, that conductor is connected to a one particular kind of a material, and again I am connecting one more, and also so this one over the one by means above the one above the another one, upon it above another one, then we call it as like a parallel connection. So one is series, one is parallel in connection. So we will see the formulas for both the series and parallel, nothing but overall resistance. We will see the overall resistance. So the total resistance, that we call it as equivalent resistance. How much total resistance is present in a series connection? The formula is given as R equivalent is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, R4, R5, like this. Means if you have a connection like this, so this is R1, R2, R3. Now total what is the resistance is present in the entire circuit, that I am going to get it as R equivalent. Substitute these values. Okay, and in the similar manner for the parallel, this is for series, in series connection. In parallel connection, like you have different resistances. So here also we will write like this is R1, R2 and R. So as they are in the parallel, the equivalent we will write as R equivalent. So here we will take it as 1 by. So 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R2. So here in this current is same. Okay. Here current is divided. Means for example, in this conductor there are some free electrons are there. Assume some coulombs of electrons are passing, enter to this point. This we call it as a junction. And now what will happen? Few of the electrons will go in one path, few of the electrons here, few of the electrons here. So here current is divided into number of paths. So when current is divided, then it is comes under parallel. But here what is divided? Here potential difference is divided. So that's why we will mention here as V1 work was done, here V2 work was done, and here V3 work was done. For example, when R3 is very small resistance, very small, then the work done by the battery is very less. So that's why here battery is spending its work or energy very less. But here maybe if it is big, then it has to spend more. So that's why what we say in series, potential difference, voltage is divided, but here current is divided. So in this V, we write it as like V1 plus V2 plus V3, but here we write as I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I. Okay, so based on that and using the Ohm's law, V is equal to IR, we can derive this formula. R equivalent is equal to R1 plus R2, and in the parallel 1 by R equivalent is nothing but 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So you will see some problems now. So here a question is given asking to find equivalent resistance. Find equivalent resistance. So by looking to this, you can't say whether it is in series or in parallel also. Okay. So here there is a wire. So in these situations, what you have to do is you have to cut at any one place. Okay. And you can stretch the circuit, then you will get either with whether they are in series or in parallel also you will get it. So now here, for example, I want to cut this. Okay, here I want to cut it. So when I cut and when I stretch this, it will come like this. Okay, so then there is a down again here. And one more also. So, or otherwise, here I can say both A and B are together and D and C are in together. So, two are in series and remaining 2 are in series. So, that these 2 again they are in the parallel again. Okay. A and D are in series. So, what we do? We will write the among them equivalent. R1 is equal to 1 plus 6, that is equal to 7 ohm, and these 2 are in series, side by side is there. Okay, so one more is B and C are in series. So from there I am getting R2, how much it is? 3 plus 2, that is equal to 5 ohm. Now this both BC is parallel with AD also. They are one below the another one. If you stretch it and if you observe here, it may come down of this. So now what we do? 1 by of R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So that is written as 1 by 7 plus 1 by 5. So if you do the simplification, okay. So there is no common. So I am writing here 1 by R equivalent is equal to 35. Okay, 7 plus 5, that is 12. So R equivalent is given as 35 by 12. 12 how many is 12 3 is 36. So nearly it is equal to 3 ohms. Okay, nearly equal to 3 ohms. So whenever if it is given like this, see this is side by side only. Even if you extend like this, or if you pull like this, okay. So or if you stretch like, if you push it, okay, then this both will come as like a single line. Here also like a single. Okay, so these two are in series. Here also they are in series. So some typical, sometimes they may give you circuit diagrams and they will ask you to find out the equivalent resistance. Okay, we'll see one more problem. So see the problem. This is the given diagram. Here 8 ohm resistance, 9 ohm resistance, and there is a X. We have to find out what is the value of this resistance, and here a 3 and here it is a 5. So if you observe, the above one all together they are in series, and here these are in series. So and both again they are in the parallel. So individually we have to do. So first R1 I will write, because as they are in series side by side, R1 is equal to 8 plus 9 plus X, that is equal to 17 plus X ohm. R1 is equal to 17 plus X, and down R2 is equal to 3 plus 5, that is equal to 8. Now as they are in parallel, so 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Okay, so what is 1 by R1? Here it is 1 by R1 is 1 by R 17 plus X plus R2 is 1 by 8. Okay. So here in the question given that R equivalent is given as 6 ohm. R equivalent is given as 6 ohm. I did not give you starting. So here 1 by R equivalent. So what we do is, here 1 by 6 is equal to 1 by 17 plus X plus 1 by 8. So in the question he given the entire equivalent resistance is given as 6 ohm, but find the individual resistance at this place, that is X. Okay, and this is the circuit arrangement, neither completely only in series nor only in parallel, both series and also parallel. So now we will complete this. So here if I bring 1 by 6 minus 1 by 8 is equal to 1 by 17 plus X. Okay, so here the LCM of 6 and 8, so 2 3 ja, 2 4 ja, so no common, it is 24. So here it is equal to 1 by 24 is equal to 1 by 17 plus X. So doing reciprocal, we will get as 24 is equal to 17 plus X. Keeping the X here, bringing the 17. So how much it is? So 17 plus 3, 27. So here X is equal to 7. So this is the given answer. Okay, so thank you.